Have you ever looked up at the night sky and just felt completely amazed, but also maybe a little lost? I mean, where do you even start with all those stars? Well, believe it or not, there's a map for that. And today, we're going to learn exactly how to read it.
Yeah, I get it. The first time you see a star chart, it can look like just this crazy jumble of dots and lines, right? But stick with me. I promise. By the end of this, you'll be navigating that thing like you've been doing it your whole life. So let's dive right in with our main tool, the sky map. You might also hear it called a planisphere. Just think of it as your personal GPS for the cosmos. It shows you exactly what's up there on any given night.
Okay, first things first. The number one rule of reading a sky map, and this is going to sound a little weird, you have to hold it over your head. See, unlike a road map that you look down at, this one is a map of the sky above you. That's why east and west look like they're flipped. It's totally on purpose. When you hold it up and face north, the east on the map lines up perfectly with the actual eastern horizon. It's a map of the dome, not the ground. Kinda cool, right? Okay, so to really use this map, we need a sort of celestial compass. The sky has its own coordinate system, and it's actually pretty simple. It all boils down to just two key ideas. First, let's get our landmarks straight. See the outer edge of the circle? That's the horizon. You know, where the sky meets the ground. We call that 0 degrees. And the dot right in the middle? That's the zenith. That's the spot directly over your head, a full 90 degrees straight up. Easy enough? So our first coordinate is altitude. All that means is how high up you need to look. It's the angle of something above the horizon. So if something's right on the horizon, its altitude is 0. If it's at the zenith, straight up, its altitude is 90 degrees. And if it's at 45 degrees, yep, you just look halfway up. Simple.
And our second coordinate is azimuth. Sounds fancy, but it's really just the compass direction. It tells you which way to turn your body. It's just like a regular compass. North is 0 degrees, then you go clockwise. East is 90, south is 180, and west is 270. That's the whole deal.
Okay, you ready for a little pop quiz? Let's test out this celestial GPS. Take a look at the map here. Can you find the point that has an azimuth of 135 degrees and an altitude of 40 degrees? Go ahead, take a sec. Did you find it? It's point C. Here's how you get there. First, you find your azimuth on that outer ring. 135 degrees, well, that's right between east at 90 and south at 180. Got it? Then, you just travel inward along that line until you hit the 40-degree altitude circle. Boom. Position C. Awesome. See? You're already getting the hang of it. Now that we know the lingo, let's try this on a real sky map. Time to find our bearings for real. Okay, so take a look at this map. You see that really bright dot? That's the planet Jupiter. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to find its exact celestial address. We're going to pinpoint its altitude and its azimuth.
And it's just a simple two-step process. First, we'll find the altitude, how high is it? Then we'll find the azimuth, which direction do we look? Let's do it.
All right, step one is altitude. Just by looking, you can tell Jupiter isn't super high in the sky, right? It looks like it's about a third of the way from the horizon, that's the 0-degree line, up to the zenith, which is 90 degrees. So what's a third of 90? Yep, 30. So we can say its altitude is right around 30 degrees.
Okay, on to step 2, azimuth. To get this, just imagine drawing a line from the very center of the map, right through Jupiter, all the way to the edge with the compass degrees. See that? If you trace it out, it lands just a little past south, which is 180 degrees. Looks like it's hitting right around the 200-degree mark to me.
And just like that, we have it. Jupiter is at azimuth 200 degrees, altitude 30 degrees. And guess what? You just read a sky map. Seriously, that's the core skill right there. Nicely done.
Okay, so we found a planet. Now let's get to the really fun stuff, connecting the dots. We're going to use what we just learned to find some famous constellations. You up for a little challenge?
It's simple. I'll show you a pattern, you tell me what it is. Ready? Here's the first one.
All right, take a look. See that shape? Kind of looks like a little soup ladle or a dipper. This is probably one of the most famous star patterns, at least in the northern sky. Any ideas?
If you said Ursa Minor or the Little Dipper, you nailed it. And here's a fun little bonus fact for you. That star at the very tip of the handle, that's Polaris, the North Star. It's famous because it barely moves in our sky.
Excellent. You're getting good at this. Let's do one more.
Okay, check this one out. You'll notice it makes a pretty clear W shape, or depending on the time of year, it might look more like an M.
That unmistakable zigzag in the sky is Cassiopeia. She was a queen in Greek mythology. That W is supposed to be her throne. Fantastic.
And there you go. In just a few minutes, you've basically cracked the code of the night sky. You've learned the language, you know what azimuth and altitude are, you know how to find planets, how to spot constellations. The sky isn't just a bunch of random dots anymore. It's a map. It's an open book. So the only real question is, what are you going to go discover tonight?